There were so many moments that had me literally like where we had to pause the show. Bill is clearly missing Dani.
Chelsea, don't you know, like, this is Madison. You know how she is with everything.
Yeah. Did your heart drop the way mine did when they ran into each other?
He should have let her go, and he refused to let her go until he had someone else.
She's not going anywhere. So are you going to be bitter and miserable about this your entire life?
They meet the criteria to be a part of it. Vanessa got to do what she got to do.
And she doesn't even really want to tell him 100% anyway. So she's just like, okay, fuck it. Like, it's just not the right time.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Loving Them Gates, a Beyond the Gates weekly podcast where Brian H. Waters and Queen PR dissects the latest episodes of the new hit show Beyond the Gates. We'll break down all the plot twists, character arcs, and iconic moments with our unique perspectives and a whole lot of love.
Welcome back to Loving Them Gates. I am so excited to be back to recap what I think is the spiciest week in Fairmont Crest, like I think since the show started. Like, do you agree?
Oh, without a doubt. This is what I've been waiting for with the gatekeepers. Mm-hmm. Like, we know we've been in the serious mode for the longest time.
Yeah.
But it's time. It is time.
We are back. We are back to all the messiness that we love about Beyond the Gates. And I wanted this. I was like, I need everything to shake up again. And they freaking delivered. Okay. So first off, before we get into recapping last week's episodes, I do want to encourage all the gatekeepers to vote for the NAACP Image Award. So Beyond the Gates is nominated for Outstanding Drama Series, which is huge for a soap opera. And their hairstylist, Winkaya L. Hinkson, is nominated for Outstanding Hairstyling, which I think is a very well-deserved award because they are able to showcase so many different Black hairstyles that represent all of these different complex characters, these Black characters. They're able to make them come alive through their hair. And I think that is a really powerful thing, especially for a Black show. So congratulations to Beyond the Gates for these nominations. So I want to make sure all the gatekeepers are voting. This could be a game changer.
Absolutely.
For Beyond the Gates. So we talked about this, but last week was one of those weeks where if someone was casually watching or was in the room with someone who was watching an episode, these would be the episodes that would hook you, where you're like, oh wait, I think I might actually watch this tomorrow to see what happens, because every scene, every character, every storyline, every relationship, everything was spicy last week. Everything was confrontational. I feel like characters had like a little bit more fire in them. Like, so much was going on, and there was only 4 new episodes. And it already was like the most eventful week ever. So I'm going to ask you, Brian H. Waters, where you want to start. Because this might be a long one.
Man, normally I would say my favorite couple, the new couple. Because my other favorite couple, Chelsea and Madison, they're going a little through some things. But man, Dani and Bill.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So there were so many moments that had me literally like where we had to pause the show and like have a moment, because there were that many scenes where we were just like, oh my God. So Dani and Bill, mind you, their saga is like kind of old news compared to some of the other stories we'll get into for this episode. But it still managed to have a hold on my emotions. So Bill is clearly missing Dani. Like, this situation, them being in the same orbit, Dani feeling the need to thank Bill for being there for him. So I am glad that at moments where, learning Chelsea and Naomi are both negative of the BRCA2 gene, And I cannot wait to get into that. You know, that is a reason for Bill to be around. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that they were able to all come together and celebrate. But then there are times where they find ways to be alone. Like, Dani did not need to go to Bill's office, like where the kiss happened. Like, none of that needed to happen. You know what I mean? And also knowing that Andre was going to be out of town. So like, Dani claims that she's through with Bill. This is never going to happen. But clearly she is not really expressing that.
Yeah, you know, and we talked about they have a different set of rules in their marriage. But the things you and I both said was, it cannot be Bill and Ashley. Of all people, those are not the ones that they can step out and have a little fun with.
Right.
And the more they get closer, the more I start to think like, Andre not going to want to abide by those rules anymore.
No.
Like he is, you know, he's with her through a crisis.
Yeah.
He's being there and he's
many crises.
Yeah, being there with her dad and getting close. He don't want to play by those rules. Let's be honest. But then you look at Bill. And it's like, I hate the fact that like Andre did all that stepping up to him and Dani's still playing with him.
Yeah.
Because now he looking like Boo Boo the Fool. Andre, that is. So,
yeah.
I don't like that. And I'm like, come on, Dani. Like, everything you did before was justified. Even the wedding scene. Now, maybe going to the house was a little much, but I get it.
Breaking into the house. Gotta emphasize
but
that.
This right here, no.
Yeah.
No.
It's because the power dynamic shifted and now Dani has the upper hand. Because Monday's little retrospective that they did where all the characters talked about, you know, the show, whatever, and their storylines and stuff like that. And Bill was really nasty to Dani in the beginning of the first season. It was very mean and was just like deliberately hurtful about his new marriage and relationship. So now it's sort of reversed where Dani is happy and secure in her situation. And now Bill's the one that's kind of yearning for her. The thing is, Dani is noticing that and enjoying it and kind of playing into it when she should just be keeping her distance and having boundaries with him. Because even amongst all like family crisis.
Yeah. And I liked it better when Dani was like playing with him. Like, you know, a little bit. And then Andre coming around, she planted the biggest kiss on him.
Right.
Then, you know, Dani, like, with all due respect, Dani got those eyes. You see those eyes, like, you be like, oh. And speaking of which, with all respect to Carla Mosley, did you see her Instagram post?
Hers?
Yeah. Her as she did Thirst Trap.
See. Oh, yes, I did. Yes,
in red?
I did. She looked so good.
Yes. She never misses.
No.
And so you see her, like, even on Friday's episode when she sat on, no, that was in a dream, but even if it was something she would do on the table. And I was like, oh, man. And that's the thing. Bill is mesmerizing. He can't get her off his mind. Like, he's thinking about her more than his own wife.
Yep. Oh, he's so over Hayley. But can we talk about that one particular scene when Andre and Hayley both walked up to Bill and, or was that last week?
That was this week.
Oh, that was this week. Bill and Dani, who they didn't even need to be going to sit next to each other, but as soon as their spouses were not around them, they went and sat privately together. And them coming back and seeing that and them and that awkward moment of them trying to like separate them, like, ooh, very uncomfortable moments.
But see, Andre was comfortable. He was still giving a look like, but he was being comfortable. Like, okay, Dani told me to some accept it. Hayley was still like claws in, like, no, I'm still jealous. You don't do that to me. I'm Hayley.
Yep. So I'm so excited about where the Bill and Dani storyline is going. Like Friday's episode opening up with that dream. Because I was like, wait, this does seem like something Dani would do. But then after a while, I was just like, okay, there's nothing on his desk.
Like,
and, and y'all do not need to be caught in y'all office. But I still, and then to know that it was Bill that was dreaming about it, like daydreaming about it at work, to where Tomas had to be like, Bill, like he is on it. He's open. Danny can get it. Yeah, but and all of that, I would definitely feel really bad for Andre. In that situation for sure. Because I think out of everyone, he's probably the most innocent in all of this. Because as much as in the beginning, it was like, is he taking advantage of Danny? Like, is he the best choice for her? But like, he's actually genuinely been there for her in every way. So I don't know if that's going to end well. So, okay. So we talked about Bill and Danny, and there's so many different avenues we can go to with this.
Yeah, this is going to be a deep dive.
Absolutely. So Tomas, let's talk about him really quickly, because he catches Bill and Danny kissing.
Yep.
In his office, because Tomas has been working over like all-nighters. He's been trying to prove how dedicated he is to Bill, because he wants to make junior partner at some point. And he has this new case, which is the embezzlement case for Hayley's friend. I want to say Lynette. So now Tomas sees this. So now this is a really, really good plot point, because it really now shows Tomas is now on another level. Bill catches him. He now has leverage on Bill. He has something that he can offer Hayley in return for something. He's got his promotion that he's wanted. So now he's on a different status. So I'm curious to wonder what that means for Kat in the long run, because I am going to stick by this. Tomas is an opportunist, and he's riding Kat to where he wants to be in society. So then you have that. Were you surprised that Bill just all of a sudden was like offering, not only making sure that Tomas kept his mouth shut, but then offering him the junior partner position?
I was a little surprised, because I didn't think he would go that far. I thought he would still make him earn a little bit. I definitely thought he was going to change his tone, because remember, this was set up to make Tomas fail.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. That's how you carrying it. But now it's one of those things where it's like, oh, shoot, this guy got one up on me. I don't want him to bring it up. Let me give him the world. It's like, dang, man, what kind of negotiate fixer are you? You bit too soon. You gave too much.
Right. Exactly. And now Tomas got what he wanted.
Now look out.
And now we have to look out. How does this come back around to Bill? And then it also goes to show who Tomas is, because he's willing to take that hush money, which, I'm going to call it hush money for now, but it just shows you who Tomas really is. Because he made it clear even before the promotion, like and not so many words, basically said, like, I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my future here, aka your secret's safe with me.
Yep.
So ill.
Oh boy.
So Hayley, we mentioned her because she's clearly threatened, but she's mostly threatened because she knows that if Bill leaves her or divorces her, her plan for this $10 million is done, basically, So Randy reminds her of that, because, that she's trying to poison him. But Hayley is now getting kind of like desperate. Like I think she's cracking. She's not able to kind of hold it together enough. And then she also has the stress of Lynette in the picture. So one thing about Lynette's lawsuit is now she's in Hayley's orbit. She's her husband's firm's client. So she's getting Lynette is getting these legal fees, because I'm pretty sure Bill's firm is not cheap.
Yeah.
She can't afford them. So because she's used to, scamming with Hayley, she's like, yo, can you get rid of these for me? And Hayley's like, no, I can't get involved. Lynette does a little persuading, a little threatening to blackmail. And basically Hayley says she's going to basically take care of the legal fees. But the thing is, Tomas and them still have to dig deeper into Lynette's case. So there's still a lot of possibility there. So Hayley is under a lot of pressure right now. So I'm not surprised that she's cracking at the seams.
Yeah, big time. Hayley under fire. Because that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yep. 1,000%. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to she's going back and she's trying to play the wife role, especially last week, trying to be a part of the family gatherings and reaching out to Naomi. But there's something that's always gonna be in the middle of everything. And that's the fact that she doesn't really love Bill. And this is all about her getting that money. And I see it all blowing up very soon. And we'll get into next week's preview. But I think this is about to blow up in Hayley's face.
Oh, and I can't wait. This is this is what we've been waiting for as soon as we found out.
Exactly.
And it's almost sad because it was man, I really thought she was into him. I thought they was just, he just fell in love and Bill was just being an ass because he had to, step out on his marriage, but he finally found real love or whatever. But yeah, this is going to be crazy.
Ridiculously crazy. Okay. So, which spicy storyline should we tackle next? Okay, so let's talk about Chelsea and Madison because that's your favorite.
You're right there with me.
So, Chelsea right now, she finds out she doesn't have the genes. She wants to celebrate. And she expresses that, as anyone, she's starting to think about her life.
Mm-hmm.
I got this good news, but I could have, my life could have been drastically different right now. So I think she is feeling back to herself because we got to remember Chelsea is still coping and healing from a traumatic experience that she had, being kidnapped, having a stalker, all of that kind of stuff. She also, in the midst of all of that, starts a new relationship with someone. And there is a side of anyone who is getting into a new relationship where you kind of tailor yourself a bit just to get to know someone and then also be your best for them. And Chelsea wanted to leave sort of that chaotic life behind her because she feels like that's what got her into the place that she was in. And she was a party girl. When we met Chelsea last year this time, she was for the streets. And I mean that in just an adventurous way. She was free. She was a party girl. So she wants a night out. And I've had those nights. And I think everyone has where you're just in that free mode. You're just okay, I want this to be one of those nights where we're going to more than one bar, where we are going to party the night away. We don't know where we're going to end up. And Chelsea wanted that kind of night. The country club was dry. She was okay, Madison, we out. And she runs into an old friend who has the party favors. And Chelsea was oh, great. Me and Madison about to have a good old time tonight. But Madison wasn't having that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and I guess, we saw Madison have a great time New Year's Eve. So, Chelsea was thinking oh, well, we get an extension of that. But I feel bad for her because it's almost y'all really not on the same level as far as the direction y'all want to go. Because and Chelsea, Madison, okay, I love you. I want to build to settle down. Chelsea is I love you. I want to settle down, but I still want to do me. And there's another side of me that you may have heard about, but you haven't seen, and I'm not ready to give that up. And I felt bad, but I'm also Chelsea, don't you know, this is Madison. You know how she is with everything. Yeah. She got into an argument and fight with her mother about medicine and stuff. Right. It wasn't just oh, you mommy, you ain't treat me right. It was over medicine.
Right.
You really think she was going to take any brain altering?
No, of course not. And you really have to ease people into things. You know what I mean? Because it goes to just show how different Madison and Chelsea are as people. And the show did a very good job of setting that up with having us see how excited Madison was after coming from that conference. Or I think she did a medical talk or something like that. And she came back and she was so excited about it. She was reading off facts. And when Chelsea comes to the hospital to take Madison out, Madison plans that night before Chelsea invited her out was to take notes on her presentation that she did that day. So that goes to show you what a fun night for Madison is.
Yeah.
So you can't then take her to the bar, buy drugs from some random dude and take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if, let's say, and when we were watching it, because I had a party girl phase at one point, like in that situation, what you got to do is basically kind of say what kind of, like you have to ease people into things and also meet people where they are. If you want to have a wild night out with Madison, you got to meet her where she is. You really think that this doctor is going to just take a random pill that you bought off some stranger?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. And there's nothing like somebody blowing your night. You know, like if you have a partner and they be like, nah, I don't want to do that. You know, like, and we've all probably had those times and situations where, like you said, you ready to have a party night, you ready to have fun, and everybody's like, there's that one person who's just bringing up, that's how my 25th birthday was. You know, it's like, come on, you know what? Get out, just go. And that's why I felt for both of them, but I just think that just goes to show you they was going so fast.
Right.
They were missing steps, not having certain conversations. Like, Madison never got a chance to talk to Chelsea. Like, so tell me where you are. Are you finished with this? I know you did X, Y, Z, but are you done with it? You know? Right.
No, 100%. And Madison also made good points where, okay, you got this good news. That doesn't mean you spiral out of control at the same time. So, she did have a point. Although I don't think anything is wrong with a nice little, a nice night, let loose for the night, especially after such good news. And Chelsea wants to feel back to her old self. So I hope that her and Madison can find a middle ground. And again, lots of communication, lots of honest conversation. And also you got to leave the judgment at home, because also recreational drug use isn't like all of a sudden she's the worst person in the world or she's going to be like a crackhead the next day. Like there's levels to it. So I think I hope they can have that conversation. Although the common attraction for next week did not make it seem that way.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I hope that's just a hook, because, I would be devastated.
I know, me too. I would never want that to happen at all. Oh, okay. So let's go into probably the spiciest. And this is just part. I was to say, yo, Brian, you just took the words out of my mouth, because like I'm talking about the spiciness of a I gotta choose a different word, but that's how, like, okay, Nicole. Nicole finally got some. The first I think, unless her and Ted had sex scenes very early on last season, I believe this is Nicole's first romantic scene.
Yeah, I think so.
Isn't it? So she finally sleeps with Carlton. And I think she kind of was already there. I think she was ready. I've been waiting for it for the longest. I'm glad it didn't happen at Winterfest. I think she was ready to do it. Carlton has been like proving himself, and she runs into Kyle, who popped back up. He's a traveling doctor, so he's back in town. And of course, he's asking Shanice about Nicole, and which is awkward because Shanice is now officially dating Ted. And then he's there to see a doctor. Who's the doctor that he's there to see? No, none other than Carlton. Then, of course, they're all at the front at the nursing station. And that's when it comes up that they have similar, they both have Nicole in common. And they're like really playing tit for tat over it, like in front of Nicole. Which is like, I was like, I cannot believe that Kyle and Carlton are talking to each other right now. All you need now is for Ted to get off the elevator. And I think Nicole, like a little bit of her enjoyed that.
Oh, 1,000%. Oh man. A lot to unpack here, right?
Yes.
First off, watching all of this play out, I'm sitting there and I was like, all right, Nicole, how you gonna handle this? And I thought it was handled right, but the way that Kyle and Carlton was not backing down, and Carlton kept saying stuff like, oh yeah, well, you basically, he was saying, you stood in my place, but I'm back now, so you can go back to the line.
Ooh.
And I was just like, uh-oh. So watching how that played out, and I remember you kept saying, like, why is he worried about him? Just focus on what you doing. You focus on yourself. And I felt the same way, like, but then I started to feel bad for Carlton. And I know it sounds funny for me saying that, especially how I've been feeling, but I started to feel bad because I was like, dang, you really you've been wanting her, but channeling and caging that feeling. Now you feel like, oh, now I can finally have her. And you feel in his head, like she's been away from Ted long enough. That ship has sailed and now you move forward and we could be together. But, well, who the heck is this?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, no, ain't nobody got time for you. Like, I want her and I want nobody else to want her. That's how he felt.
I feel him on that. And he's done all the right things, like you mentioned. And I think Nicole definitely let it be known who she chose. And also, shout out to Daphne.
Woo!
For the beautiful Instagram content that she blessed us with. But I'm so glad that she was able to let loose. Finally have a good night out. And you could just see the confidence in Nicole. Like the way she's dressing. Like, I really love this for her. And I've been wanting this for her for so long.
You've been saying that.
Like, I really, like, always. So I also want to unpack Carlton and Ted, because Carlton and Ted definitely ran into each other a couple times. And, even they've had like little subtle jabs at each other, but there's an understanding now where, it is what it is. But Ted, I feel like still has a little bit of like, yeah, I got, like, I'm a show you, kind of vibe. So, now you have Shanice, who also witnessed all of that smoke with, Nicole and her guys that were fighting over her. She has the best seat in the house, but she and Ted also went to that next level, but not before a very awkward run-in at the country club, because that is where Ted decides to take Shanice, because the restaurant he wanted to take her, I think, was closed for a private event. So, of course, the only other place he could take her is the country club, which I thought was crazy. But Ted, he not all the way here. You don't always make logical decisions, but he doesn't care what Nicole thinks.
Right.
He made that very clear. He didn't want to hide Shanice. And of course, Shanice is like, oh my God, I've never eaten anywhere nice like the country club. So she was, that's a great first date for her. So what I will say is Shanice did try to give Nicole a heads up before. And she just, things just happened. And they run into each other. Nicole's on a date with Carlton and Ted and Shanice, and they run into each other at the country club. Did your heart drop the way mine did when they ran into each other?
No. I think because they wasn't moving, they wasn't trying to move in secret. And I respect that. I saw how Shanice was really trying to tell Nicole, give her a heads up. Hey, woman, as a friend. But it was one of those moments like, uh-oh, here we go. Been waiting for this. But I think with Ted in this situation, it's like, well, I got somebody, so now she could be over me. It wasn't like, it was like, he wasn't over her until he was over her.
Right.
And it's not fair because he should have let her go, and he refused to let her go until he had someone else.
Right.
That's the underlying part of his ego. But Nicole, it's almost sad because it's like, right now, it just didn't seem to affect her at all.
No.
Like, it was never like, this heifer. It was never like that. It was just like, Okay. Yeah, I think we should leave because this is a little awkward for them. You know, I don't want to make it awkward for them. And the reality is she was finally like, you know what? I seen him with somebody else. Right. Now I'm about to go get some.
Right. Exactly. And she definitely handled that situation with grace. And I think she appreciated the fact that Shanice did try to talk to her about it, which I was a very respectable thing to do, especially because, you know, we kind of jokingly talked about it last season, but there was a period of time where like everyone was like keeping things from Nicole. Like she was the last to know and like back to back like major incidences. So I'm glad that she got that mutual respect. Also, as we talking about ego, if I was Nicole, my ego would be huge too, because I literally just had two handsome doctors basically not fighting over me, but kind of like trying to stake their claim, you know? And I wouldn't feel away either. And I also love how both couples left the country club wanting to get it in.
Yeah, that's how it should have been, you know? Don't be worried about nobody else.
Right.
And exactly. I was glad because like Ted, I'm like, man, goodness gracious, ain't no way in the world. We've been seeing Shanice, all that ass.
Right.
And it's like, come on now. And then she looking at him and he walking around in his suits. And I know she was going crazy. You know, and then like Carlton, like we already know, like he just seen Nicole just constantly grow up and mature. And he's like,
give me some of that. And you know, it's been a while for Nicole. And you know, women like her, they be all like meek and everything, but then they be like little freaks too. Like I feel like Nicole probably was, they had a fun night. Let's put it. I'm pretty sure they had a fun night.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Leslie, because Leslie is definitely, anytime I saw Ted and Shanice getting closer, like Leslie was always in the back of my mind of like, how is she going to react to this? Even with her little fling with Marcel, she's still fixated on Teddy and thinks that they are still going to end up together or something to that effect. And even told Eva, like, oh no, I'm not letting this go. I'm definitely going to confront her. And she confronts Shanice at the hospital and does not give a fuck.
And see, the thing is, both of them, neither one of them going to back down. That's what makes it so much fun to watch. They're not going to back down from each other. They're going to tell you exactly how they feel. And Shanice ready for them shits.
She is ready.
So yeah, I'm ready to see how this play out.
Me too. One of the funniest things about their little tiff, Leslie confronts her about Ted is, no, I think Leslie's either talking about Shanice to Eva, but she was like, yeah, and then she's acting like, faking like she's on, like basically like she's faking like she likes Peaches just to get back at Leslie and Ted. And I'm like, she's a nurse.
Right.
Like, she's not playing a role in your little delusional like scenarios. Like she is a nurse trying to do her freaking job. So like, what are you talking about?
Something wrong with that woman. But you know, also the fact that she threw out that her and Ted slept together, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I am curious.
Now that's going to be something Ted has to answer for. Fair or not fair? Shanice is going to ask him.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see how this plays out. Hopefully he just be like, hopefully it was a mistake.
Yeah, that's what you're going to say. Oh, you sounded like him for a second.
You know, it's like, tell the truth. You got drunk and it was a mistake, but it wouldn't happen again. And tell the lead up and tell the aftermath. Tell how you walked out the room. Don't just be like, why did she tell you that? Like, if he says that or something,
he just has to. Yeah, he has. To
I learned this in my previous relationship. I told too many lies.
I'm just gonna be honest, and I mean, it was they weren't even involved with each other at the time. So if he just comes clean, it doesn't have to become a thing. But he is going to have to put Leslie in her place. But again, you can't put Leslie in her place. Like, it's almost impossible to do that. So Leslie, in the beginning of last week, has a very interesting conversation with Hayley at the country club, because she can sense the tension between Hayley and Bill. Like, Bill is very seemingly disinterested unless he wants to kiss up on his wife when he's feeling jealous about Dani and Andre. That's the only time. But then other than that, he's kind of like, all right, Hayley, I'll meet you at home. Like, you could go. Like, I don't, basically, I don't need you here kind of thing. So Leslie, being who she is, senses that and tells Hayley, like, we could team up together and get rid of Bill, because Bill is the person who, pushed Leslie out, threatened to take her baby if she let it be known about the affair with Ted. Mm-hmm. And then also now is keeping her from having more control over this free clinic, because Joey is making sure that he's protected by having Bill do his contracts and stuff like that. Yeah. So now Leslie and Hayley have a shared enemy in Bill again, and she is getting into Hayley's mind because Hayley is now desperate.
That's the wrong person. And now, especially Leslie about to be behind the gates too. That's the wrong person. There's more spots for them to plot and plan. But I don't think it's going to get that far, because I think Hayley going to be exposed before, and Leslie going to be like, girl, if you just listen to me, none of this shit would have happened.
That's true. Because, Leslie has been able to get away with a lot of shit, as we can see. So she would be the one that could give some. And she was even giving, Hayley some pointers, or trying to. So speaking of Joey, Joey, and I say it all the time because it still shocks me, like, he really does love Vanessa. Like, so Vanessa is getting into some shit because one of her clients for Heart Attach husband found out that his wife has been buying escorts and has been threatening Vanessa because he feels like it's all Vanessa's fault that his marriage is basically crumbling and that his wife is cheating on him. And he's getting really aggressive, leaving her messages. Joey overhears it, but he confronts Vanessa, I want to say in Orphe Jeans.
Yeah.
And it gets like heated, like it got a little physical. Like he grabbed Vanessa, and Randy happened to be walking in and steps in. But even Joey could tell, like, this is going to be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, we about to see another side of Joey Armstrong again. Because if we thought, I was gonna say, if we thought he ain't play about other things, he for damn sure don't play about Vanessa. So I'm front row seat with the popcorn.
Front row seat. And then also, because this is one of Joey's businesses, you got to think about it in a way where he has to put a message out there also, that you can't just walk up to someone that worked for me and put your hands on them and do whatever you want. Like you have to protect that side of the business as well. So Joey's like, okay, yeah, we might have to take care of this husband. So real quick, and I want to know what the gatekeepers know as well. I don't think Vanessa is at fault for his wife wanting whatever she chooses to do. That's not Vanessa's fault. Vanessa has a business, and his wife chose to be a customer, and that's not on Vanessa, right? It's the wife's fault.
It's like, no, it's not on Vanessa at all. She is in the business to make money. And if she has paying clients come to her, by all means, she got to service them. It's a legal means. If they meet the criteria to be a part of it, Vanessa got to do what she got to do. That she didn't start selling houses because she thought about her clients' conscience. She thought about her clients' pockets.
Exactly. And she is not responsible for your marriage, bro. She fulfills the needs that people have for her business. But can we also talk about how she actually pulled out one of her damn Heart Attach business cards and gave that shit to Nicole? I was like, wait, did she just do what I think she just did? Disrespectful.
Nah, that shit was funny. Because it's like, do you not know your friend?
Right. She's just feeling comfortable with people knowing she's dating after a divorce. You think she about to buy a hooker? No. Not even a little bit. But that was funny. And I think she was like also half joking.
Right. Yeah, at first it was the face though. Before they went to like the next segment, she was just
Oh my God. If Nicole gets to that point, I would really be worried about her. I'm like, yo, she might need some help.
She might need to give him the
That's
Chelsea.
Chelsea about to be single again, so who knows? She might be back for the streets soon. Who knows?
Right.
So Joey is also, he's not a part of this particular criminal organization, but there's a blood plasma ring that Jacob is now going to be going undercover to investigate. So plasma is very valuable. Just as anything that's valuable like that is going to be on the black market. You'd be surprised what you get on the black market, but plasma is a big one. There's a lot of things that you can do with it. So, but it is illegal. So Jacob wants to go undercover to solve this case. I believe he got like a tip from Smitty initially and uncovered it. So he brings it to his dad, which is like his boss, and he wants to be the one to cover this case. Now, do you think that his father and Marcel's hesitation is because they want to protect Jacob, or they want to protect what this can uncover for all of them, and that it can be a threatening situation?
Yes, the right questions. We love to say, oh, no, they just want to protect Jacob. I don't think they give a damn about Jacob. Either one of them. Because I think Jacob done got to the point where he is annoying at work. So they're like, you know what? Whatever happens, bro. Even his dad. I don't trust his father. I never did.
Oh, me neither.
And I think they give off like, whatever happens. So, I don't trust him.
Me neither. And I do feel like this case has given Jacob a renewed fire in him. Because ever since he got that case, and even when he was at the bar with Smitty, like he was being real testy and stuff like that. Like, real sassy and stuff. I'm like, yo, he gotta calm down.
Yeah.
Like the way he pressed Marcel, and Marcel came in, and he was all like, "Where you was at? Da 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 da. You was with." I would have been like, "Yo, calm down." But he feeling himself right now.
Yeah, Jacob, get over and sit your ass there. But then Marcel was out of line too. Talking about, man, that fine ass wife and all that, and I'm like, yo. But people know who they can check and trust. And I mean, Tess, Jacob should have yoked him up at least. I know he's little, but he should at least let his presence be known.
For sure. So Jacob is going to take the case. And him and Smitty are going to work together on it. Also, and Jacob plans to go undercover, especially like him and Smitty got to figure out how to lie better. Because when Kat and Kelsey ran into them at the bar, they like, y'all are family. Like, y'all should have said, "Oh, I ran into him." Period. Like, y'all didn't have to make up anything. And then you got Kat, her nosy ass, needing to know every little thing, needing to know what they was drinking.
That was
all
disgusting.
Of it. That was yeah. Kat, you lost me with that one. But I am particularly interested in that storyline because I want to see how they portray, or even if they show on the show Jacob undercover, and how things can potentially get dangerous. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up when we were talking about Joey is because Elon goes to Joey because he's in, that dark underworld, and was like, "Yo, my son's about to go undercover to investigate this. Like, are you involved?" And he was like, "That's not my game, but Jacob needs to be careful because he's about to enter a dangerous world." So that is going to get really good. Then you got Smitty, who is back to kind of keeping us from the family. So this is going to be one that I'm going to be looking out for.
Smitty looked like the type of journalist that got like a door slammed in his face, grabbed by the tie, yoked up. Like, you see, like, I mean, we wrestling fans. So you remember with the guy who got slapped by the journalist because he said it was wrestling fake. Totally could see Smitty in that position.
1,000%. Because you had to break this story so fucking bad.
Yep.
Like, yeah. And I do also see him and Jacob bumping heads more. Because I feel like Jacob is going to get more territorial over this case. Because this is, and Smitty said, like, this will be the case to make our careers. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to bump heads because a journalist can do a lot more than a cop can do when investigating things. And Jacob has to abide by the law.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of times where there's going to be some gray area. And I want to see some more tension between the two of them.
My mentor covered the O.J. Simpson case.
Wow.
And was able to really document and capture a lot of stuff. And was able to do that, not from the courthouse.
Right.
But hanging with the soccer moms at the delis and the diners. And that's how he was able to pick apart stuff and write, prominent information.
Nice. I can't wait to see how that unfolds.
Put some respect on journalism.
Right?
But Smitty, be careful.
Smitty, definitely be careful. Because at least Jacob carries a gun if shit get mixy. So I feel bad for Naomi because Naomi has to hide. Well, she doesn't have to, but she's positive for the BRCA2 gene, and she's been keeping it from her family. She has been trying to inform or be informed by her doctors, but she's still very uneasy about it. I believe she told Ashley.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, she told
her the Friday's episode.
Yeah, but she hasn't told her family yet. And we see that she does try to tell Jacob a couple times, but it's just they keep getting interruptions, whether it's from Isaiah or like the waitress at Orphe Jeans. And I feel for her because it's a very heavy thing, and then you kind of already like lied about it too. So when is the right time? I can also see Naomi holding this for a long, long time.
Yeah, me too. She's the glue right now of the family. It feels like where it would have been Nicole. That's when Nicole's life started crumbling. Naomi stepped up, and now there's things happening with her. It's like, oh my gosh, I got to do X, Y, Z. I got to protect my family. So I could totally see Naomi lying about this for longer, and I know she's also annoyed, when you're trying to have a conversation, like, sometimes I've been trying to vent to you and people just keep popping up. Like when we've been like out in public and people keep popping up, it's like, and she does a better job than me because I can't hold my face.
Yeah.
And she's like,
and she doesn't even really want to tell him 100% anyway. So she's just like, okay, fuck it. Like, it's just not the right time. Oh my God. I should have started this show with this breaking news that I'm about to say right now.
Oh, yeah.
They got a living room. Jacob and Naomi officially have more than a bedroom. They have a living room, and they also leave the country club wanting to get some last week. I'll tell you, everybody was getting some last week. And let me tell you that. And they don't even make it to the bedroom. They end up like having, getting it in right in the living room. And that was another jaw dropper.
It was. It definitely was. And it's so funny because somebody posted that on one of the Beyond the Gates Facebook pages. And there was so many people saying like, finally, like you saw it was like ratioed. So many people was commenting on it because it was like, we finally see something else. And it's just because it's like, you have a doctor, cop and a lawyer.
Right.
Y'all have to have something more in y'all house.
Exactly. Like, come on. So I'm glad we got to see that. And they're connected. And I do just remember Naomi did recommend them have this conversation with their therapist. Yeah. So I think that's the right call.
Yeah, me too.
That's the right call. So let's go to another really loving couple, and that's Anita and Vernon. They are sadly, dealing with what Anita's going through. Sharon comes to offer some support. She takes Anita to chemo, and they have a really serious conversation. And I'm glad that I particularly wanted to fast forward these scenes just because it's just like so sad. But when, I'm glad that she showed what it's like to be a part of such a, I don't want to say codependent because that has negative connotations to it, but such a supportive partner for so many years. Mm-hmm. And now you have to, for the first time, realistically plan for, one of you not being there anymore and being real that this is not something that I can plan with him. Mm-hmm. This is something that I need to reconcile with myself. And it was nice to see Sharon be there for Anita because she can't talk about her family. She can't talk about this with her family. So I'm glad that she had someone that felt like family there for her to kind of tie up those loose ends,
Yeah, me too. Because that was so sad. Like, it was sad. But like you said, just looking at everything that they've been through, and even when she talked about when she went to Chicago, Vernon was lost, and we was like, nah, he was out there trying to cover up everything with Martin. And then when she found out, instead of her like jumping down his throat, she's like, okay, so now we're going to fix it and we're going to do it this way. So it's, we love you, Anita.
I was just going to say, we can be there for you. We did see her faint after chemo. What I'm hoping is, because that affects people very differently, it's one of those things where you don't know how you're going to react to it. So I'm hoping it's one of those things where they just need to check on her real quick or adjust some things and it's not as bad as it seems. And I got to say, the acting, because Vernon's face, the fear and worry in his face was so palpable in that scene.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I was there with them and I was just as scared as he was. Like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do?
I feel like that's like what Will Smith said. Uncle Phil told him after that, his rant against his father. And he said afterwards when they stopped the tape, he hugged him. James Avery hugged him and said, that's acting. That's good acting.
Yep, exactly. So let's talk about Kat real quick. She also had a strong story last week. And she basically finally sat down with her dad. And she's mad at him for telling Eva about her, her family, her situation, her having to potentially get tested and all of that kind of stuff after Ted asked Eva to, send Eva well wishes, which I think was a very nice, decent thing to do. And Kat lashes out on her and she's still lashing out about the situation. And she basically, and I'm really appreciative of Ted finally, like, I'm not apologizing for any of this anymore. Like, yes, I had an affair, 20-something years ago. Yes, I lied. Yes, Eva is now here, but now it's like me and mom are divorced. Everybody's moved on. Like, I need you to also like either get over it or I'm not talking about it anymore. And I'm with him on that part of it.
Look, they need therapy.
Yeah.
The bottom line. They need therapy. And not the whole family. I mean, obviously they do. But I'm talking Ted and Kat need therapy. They need to go sit on the couch and opposite ends of the couch and talk to somebody and get over this. And then afterwards, you throw Eva and Kat in the therapy. But they don't need it per se. I mean, eventually, I just feel like they're sisters. Eventually.
Can I just say too? I hate to say this, but I don't think therapy's going to help Kat. I think she's just so strong-minded. I just don't see what a therapist can say that many people in her life has not already said to get through to her.
But that's the point, though, right? They're in her life. A therapist isn't in their life. A therapist isn't in your life until they're in your life, if that makes sense.
No, but I can just still see her fighting back with the therapist.
Oh, she's going to. Oh, absolutely. But I think they'll be the one to break her. Can't be Nicole because Nicole is her mother. We know how that goes. But, everybody else is coming at it from a biased standpoint. Either they want her to... The point is, they either want her to get along with Eva in Ted's case, or they want their old cat back, which was a world that did not include Eva. So they want that old cat back. And in Tomas's case, you don't know where he coming from. Right. But overall, I just think that she needs therapy. She needs somebody to sit down and get to the root of it and help her see the other side of it. But it can't be somebody she knows already. Yeah, she might go through a couple of them. It might be a couple when that won't fit, but she needs to start. Yeah,
I completely agree. And I'm glad that everyone she does talk to, and let's say arguably the closest people to her, Chelsea and her mom, Nicole, was just like, you got to release this. Not yourself. Like, I'm also tired of hearing about this girl. And I love that her mom pointed out, like, you are always wrapped up on Eva, and Eva is somewhere not even thinking about you. And that is something that my mom would say. Because it's like, girl, you either get over it or you got to move on. And like me and you had talked about it previous times, I don't agree with how Ted is moving with Kat, like particularly in the situation. But at the same time, it's like, she's not going anywhere. So are you going to be bitter and miserable about this your entire life? Or are you just going to move on? Like, I think they should both keep it cute, keep it cordial when they're in the same rooms with each other, and keep it moving. Ted, stop pushing it. It's not going to fucking happen. They're not kids. They have a lot of history. That's it. And everyone just keep it moving in their lives.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm still always going to say hashtag justice for Kat. But
hashtag Eva's a good person.
Eva is not a good person. We already came to that conclusion.
You came to that conclusion.
Babe, she deliberately slept with somebody's boyfriend. That's not a good person.
He made it seem like they had something special.
Oh, okay. So we just gonna act like she didn't intrude their lives, and
he definitely did. He's the one at fault. He's the enemy. He's
the enemy, but also she's not a good person. Also, Eva rubbed it in her face. That's not what a good person does.
One can only take for so much.
Yeah, that's just something
Isaiah though.
Never agree on.
Yeah, I think
she's a needy save-a-hole type of bitch. Like, there's really nothing more. That's what. Oh yeah, you're right. She is a good person. She's a good person because she's a perpetual victim. So we're just gonna sympathize with her at all costs.
Well, we might be sympathizing with her if Mr. Banneker boy breaks her heart.
I mean, he's just gonna go to the next needy girl that needs to be saved.
It looked like it.
That's really because she's playing right into his hands, because now he could love bomb her and just get whatever he wants from her.
Oh, you said love bombs. Derek?
Oh, yes. What a dummy. Derek, like, and this is what I don't understand. What is Derek's end game? Because y'all both have made it clear that y'all don't want to be together again. It's never going to work if y'all are in a relationship again. So you being all messy in her business with her new situation with Grayson, telling her mom and intruding on her cute little coffee date or whatever it is with Grayson. He really sat down. Can you believe that? I could not believe that.
I couldn't either. I'm like, wait a minute. He really pulled up.
I cannot believe
what we drinking? What we doing here? And it was like, you goofy self.
Goofy. The perfect were just
he looked goofy.
He really did. And then also spilled the beans that you know who he is already.
Mm-hmm.
So now Ashley knows that you're the one that told her fucking mom, which again, like I've said before, is just weird because Ashley is way too grown for her sex life to be a conversation between her mom and her ex-boyfriend.
Yep.
Like, and the fact that Derek, see, at least I could say Jen is just a worried mom. She might be, I think, too worried for someone Ashley's age, but at least that makes sense. Like, Derek, you are the ex that she don't even want no more. Like, what is
the
like,
ex that she don't want no more is crazy.
I was just like, you have no place in this equation, to the point where Ashley literally ends up begging Shanice for her to beg Derek to date someone else.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much Ashley is over this man. And it's like, you are just embarrassing yourself, and you're going to ruin, like, they were on their way to having, not, anytime soon, but they were on their way to having a friendship. Now that's done.
Yeah. Because he still want her. And she could try to act like he don't or whatever. Which we know he do, but like, oh, you got the girl from the firehouse throwing it at you.
Right. Literally throwing it at him.
And you worried about Ashley. The other one, she looked like she ready to teach him some things.
Yeah.
She ready to give him more flavors.
Yeah.
Because the same way Ashley was having vanilla, he was having vanilla.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. He could have some Latino heat.
Mm-hmm.
With homegirl, and you worried about Ashley. Like, what a loser. He, like you said, he really embarrassed himself there. And poor thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that Ashley knows who told her mom.
Yeah.
And now she could kind of move accordingly. I also appreciate Grayson's, like, he was very laid back in that situation. Like, he was very unbothered. And so when I talk about, like, Carlton talk about the next person, like, when I, like, the way Grayson literally was unfazed, it was just like, okay, yeah, all right, well, that's what I like. Like, yes. And Derek is going to regret that for sure.
Yep. Because he already, like, he hitting it.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, yeah. She got, what she called it? Sorbet. No. What kind of ice cream was Grayson?
It wasn't sherbet. I forgot.
Man, yeah, but yeah, so she wants some more of that.
Yep.
And I'm happy for her. And Derek, go get you some. Everybody on the show is getting some. Go get you some. It is
you
time.
owe it to yourself, man.
Yeah, treat yourself and get you some. So I think we covered last week's mega week of episodes, which I will repeat was the most juicy.
Was.
Like, everything was firing on all cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot wait for next week.
If you were sitting at home this last week watching, you picked a good week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think next week, especially if you're on the East Coast and you get snowed in, man, go to Paramount Plus and catch up.
Yep. This is a great week to do so. And we want to know how you feel about the show.
Mm-hmm. Watch all our previous episodes. You can catch up that way too.
What a week. What a week. So we want to know, of course, what you gatekeepers thought about last week's episodes in the comments. What was the spiciest storyline last week? What are some predictions you have for these couples and these entanglements that are going on? Who's in the most danger? Who is about to be exposed? What is the tea? We want to know it from you all. And of course, if you are not subscribed already to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you know when all of the hot episodes come out. We just did a deep dive on Joey Armstrong, so check that out if you haven't already, and let us know what other characters, plot lines that you would like us to cover, because we're always open for feedback from you all. We also have a Facebook page where we talk about Beyond the Gate stuff, and we're also in most of the Facebook groups. So if you see us in there, make sure you shout us out and comment on some of our questions, because we want to know from you all what you think of our favorite show. Don't forget to vote for Beyond the Gate for the NAACP Image Awards, Outstanding Drama Series, and Outstanding Hairstyling. And yeah, we will see you next week.
All right.
Bye.